The second movement of the Pathetique Sonata is so familiar to us that I don't want to spend too long on this. I'm just going to do a quick walkthrough of it, starting with just a few thoughts about the fingering at the beginning. Now, we've got this baggage from the past which says that every legato line has to have physical legato fingering. And the editor here seems to be following that rule. 4, and then suggests a substitution to a 3 at the end of the first bar. Fine. And then here 3, 4, maybe 5 to 4, getting less and less convinced by that fingering. I think you could very easily tighten up the hand. And you've got to ask yourself, is it necessary? Well, it's very helpful if we can join a legato line by hand, because then we can really feel the intensity levels. I'm transferring weight across from one finger to the next. Transfer. That's all comfortable enough. Now here, I wouldn't have any hesitation in just moving my hand across to a 5, and again across to a 5. It does mean I've got to be a little bit more attentive in my listening so that I don't create bumps. But I think that's in some ways preferable to this solution. That gives me, if I put a 4 there, I've got quite a stretch. At some point I've got to substitute that 4, and that's tension creating potentially. If you've got a big hand, you might manage it more easily. If you work at it, you might manage it. But just know that it's not essential. We do have a pedal, and the pedal can do the job of the connections if we use it discriminately. Right, so texture. We've got a second violin. The first violin doesn't come in until bar 9. Now play that against the bass, the cello. Using whatever pedal you need to make the joins. That into the diminished fifth. Do play that expressively. So you'll notice that I'm playing expressively, of course, these two voices, but I'm also balancing them up so that it's not all about the top. It's not this. That's like my Chopin nocturne sound. I want a little bit more substance for my bass line, which Beethoven's gone to the trouble of phrasing. New phrase. New phrase. End of phrase. Now, if you look at the right hand there, he's written a phrase that goes over just 3 notes, which means that the last note's going to be slightly softer. If we're following the classical ideal for phrasing, which tells you to diminuendo through the phrase. The same here. Lighter on the D flat. Don't do this. Phrase doesn't begin on the D flat, it ends on the D flat. And then I would suggest